kind of watch this, Mike, I'd like for you to watch this and kind of help me call out what you see and just as a fan.
Like he sunk that one plenty deep there.
Looked like a good second attempt. Mike, for people who don't know you, could you introduce yourself for me, please, to the people watching? Who are you?
Yeah, my name's Mike Tronske. I'm Director of Business Development with the USPA. I work with Steve Dennison. I handle all the gym affiliation and coaching certification programs, as well as helping Steve organize and run competitions and just overall business planning for the federation.
So you're involved with the USPA. Were you involved with any other federations before the USPA?
Yeah, originally with the USPF. Steve was a meet director with the USPF for a lot of years, and I was there with him in the beginning when we got the USPA started. Just became just more involved as time went on. Now I'm pretty much full-time devoted to working with the USPA.
Jesse Burke missed his opener of 7:05. No lift again. You have a pretty extensive background as a lifter and as a coach, though, too, right? Correct? Besides being involved with the business with the USPA and other federations, can you tell people about your background as a lifter and as a coach?
Yeah, I started back in lifting back in the mid-'80s with 80 FPA, and then moved into lifting in the USPF, and then with career and children and stuff, I was out of competition for several years. Just kept training, did more bodybuilding type training, and got back involved in the sport. As my kids got a little bit older, they didn't want to be hanging around with dad anymore, you know.
Right.
That wasn't cool. They wanted to hang around with their friends.
So you went back to the iron.
Went back to the iron, started competing again, and I'm not. The last competition I did was 2013 IPL Worlds, and I'm 52 now, and I find that things aren't getting better at this age. So I'm not actively competing anymore. I mean, I did the state meet, California state meet recently, just raw to get back in. But all the lifting I did was single ply. We didn't have all the raw lifting that's out there now, and I think it's been great for the sport to see some of the lifters come out and just the incredible improvements you've seen in the raw lifting. You know, when we lifted in single ply, some of the lifters now are putting up better numbers than we were in single ply.
They're not lasting as long, though, either. I've noticed some of you guys are still lifting versus a lot of today's lifters, they're done after a couple of years, though, too.
Yeah, it's
the raw's paying a toll on people's body as well. Would you say that's a correct statement?
Well, yeah, I think it all does. I mean, powerlifting in general, whether you're geared or raw, you're beating up your body. I think you need to be smart about your training and know when to back things down, let your body heal. You see some people that they keep entering meet after meet after meet and not giving themselves enough downtime. I believe in backing things down, letting your body recover, and then recycling for a competition.
So, for those people that are tuning in and are watching and are listening to you talk about all the years you've been around powerlifting, would you say that you love doing this because what is it that drives you to still stay involved in the sport, even though you're involved in the business aspect, you're still lifting? What is it about powerlifting that's kept you still coming around?
I just love the whole aspect of people working on self-improvement and setting goals, and powerlifting's so quantitative. that you can set your numbers and set your goals and have something to work for. I know physique training and that kind of stuff, you know, I'm not knocking it, but just for myself, I like a quantifiable target that I can work on to progress towards. And I think strength training has really taken off recently, and to see people coming into powerlifting and be as excited as they are about it. And it's just, I love the sport. I love the people. I love getting out to meets and just seeing the energy and people that have invested so much effort into themselves to really get their lifts up.
744 on the bar for Brandon Martin.
Over the years, I've kind of become more excited about helping other people and seeing their improvement than I am working on myself.
You're trying to give back because you have a passion for it, and you realize that these people need your help, so you're trying to give back what you know.
Yeah, I try to give back what I know, and which, you know, the older I get, the dumber I get. That's my saying. You know, anybody who thinks they have all this stuff figured out, they better run as fast as they can, because there's always something to learn. And there's a lot of bright people in the sport of powerlifting. There's a lot of bad information too.
There is.
So my feeling is you just continue educating yourself, continue learning from each other, learning from your fellow lifters, people that you train with. Anybody that tells you they got it all figured out and they want to be your trainer, run.
Yeah. That was a 771 squat by Jordan. It was a good lift. There's Bob, 848 on the bar. Let's just watch a couple of these lifts through the flight as it ends, and then you can go do whatever you need to do. But just kind of, you know, watch this with me and tell me what you see. 848 on the bar for Bob. I love this stuff. I can't get away from it. I love doing what I'm doing right now because I'm a lifter, I'm a coach, I'm a fan of the sport, and I love seeing these people go for their goals and succeed. I love this.
Yeah, it's just the test of human capacity. What can you really do? And just the envelope's being pushed all the time. Look at the power on that squat.
That's a good lift.
Good lift.
Somebody lifting as heavy as these guys are lifting, they can't train heavy like that all the time, correct? I mean, that guy just squatted 848. He doesn't probably squat over 800 every week, correct? Probably not. Your body can't handle that, right?
There's some guys that do training cycles where they're constantly doing max effort work week after week after week, and then they'll deload. It all comes down to really what is your body's capacity. Everybody's different. Everybody has different recuperative abilities. So it's really finding out what works best for you. I mean, there's some basic principles. It all comes down to proper mechanics and everything. So from the standpoint of finding the right mechanics for your particular body type to optimize your performance, minimize your chance of injury.
921 on the bar. 921.
Yeah, 921 here. Rob Philpus.
No lift.
And no lift, and good save by the
like he's out of gas. How's he going to recover from that? I mean, he missed that one out of the hole. Do you think it was a positioning issue? And maybe he needs to get his chest up and try to keep his head up on his next attempt, come down a little bit slower?
Chest up, driving the hips forward into the bar. Rob's got some massive quads, so I think if he can get out of the hole and those quads start firing, he's going to lock it out.
Yeah.
So if he's going to miss a lift, he's probably going to miss it down in the hole.
Here's Dan Bell. 9:53 for Dan.
Dan Bell, 953.
He had the bar dropped on his hand when he was spotting Zahir on Zahir's last squat. And now he's coming out here to take the squat. This is impressive. This says a lot about his character because his right hand is pretty messed up. 953 on the bar. 132 kilos. Looks like to make. Oh man.
Like he cut that one a little bit, just lost his balance at the top of the lift.
He cut it a bit high. It looked like he was trying to get ahead of the hole, like he was anticipating.
And he was trying to invoke that stretch reflex, get the power out of the hole. Got JP Price coming up at 1,003.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. These guys are moving big weight.
A lot of people say that nobody in the world squats 1,000+ pounds like this guy because he's so smooth. I said, oh, you come down and sit through an interview with me. He said, sure, after the squat, because after the squat, everything goes downhill for me. He said, all I love to do is squat. Everything else, not so much.
Well, you know, some of the best lifts these lifters make look easy because the mechanics are just so on the money.
Oh man, technically sound,
technically perfect. That's what we're all trying to achieve.
Whether it's 1 pound or 1,000 pounds, technique needs to be number one on your mind, correct?
Yeah, any new lifter coming into the sport needs to have an experienced person that understands the biomechanics of squatting, benching, and deadlifting to set them up in the right mechanics before they start loading up that bar.
Yeah.
Once you get the mechanics right, the leverages are right, the weight will come.
JP, 1,003. Oh, he buried it. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, he took a step.
Looks like he misstepped on the squat at the top. He had plenty of power coming up. Looked real strong. You know, you got 1,000 pounds on your back. It's kind of easy to bobble it at the top.
Well, here we are. 1,058 on the bar.
Yeah, you know, you think about it, Gary, back in the day, USPF, back in the days when that was the only game in town, you know, and that's where all the best lifters competed. There weren't a whole lot of guys that could be putting 1,000 pounds on their back.
No.
The gear wasn't nearly as good as it is now as far as the single ply. But these guys are squatting this weight now in a singlet.
I know. Like it's nothing.
I think lifters today have so many resources available to them to increase their knowledge, and as the sport grows, they can learn from each other, and you see it paying off in the results.
Yeah. Here we are. Here's Zahir, all the way from Finland.
Okay, here we go. He missed it. 1,058. He missed his opener. Oh, he cut that one.
Ah, he took too. Man. I'm thinking he's taking 3 shots at that weight because that's what he came here to do, was take 3 shots at that weight.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know how much he would have gone up from there anyways. Yeah, the first one he dropped and that one he cut high. He didn't look like he was comfortable either.
Yeah, he didn't look comfortable on that opener. When the weight came down, it landed in the straps, and the spotter on the side got his hand stuck between the strap and the bar.
I really appreciate your time, Mike. I know you're a busy guy. I know you got a lot of things to do, but I really appreciate you sitting down and talking powerlifting so that the people at home have something to keep them entertained with.
Yeah, well, thanks for talking to me, Gary, and Good luck to all these competitors here today. This is one of the first meets I've been to in a long time where I don't have any responsibility.
I know.
So I'm just watching. I'm having a good time. So
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you. Mike Tronske, Business Operations Manager for the USPA.